I want to show you a cool vocal trick that I used in this beat. But first of all, I want to show you the music. So as you can hear, these vocals add lots of ambience, and well, that's what this video is going to be about. So I'm soloing the vocals and just show you what the chain looks like. First of all, I have stereo helper that just makes sure that my monophonic input that is only on one side, as you can see, is being copied over to the other side as well, so that I can use this on a stereo track in real time and also enjoy the presence of stereo effects. Then I used Note Receiver to just get the MIDI file, the MIDI data from the bassline into this for that is useful for using MIDI effects and stuff that can transform some intelligent operations between the melody of the vocals and the melody of the bass. I also transpose down the notes by 1 octave, but you will see why soon enough. So then I instantiated an instance of Kirui, because Kirui is like autotune but a little bit more laser and also more distorted, but mostly more laser. And I didn't even use some of the cool features that are in here, like that you can change the format on 2 different voices and then hard pan them and create very interesting stereo effects. No, I just scaled everything to the nearest scale, to the nearest note of the scale, and very slow update times as well, because we are in an ambient situation. Now then I have an instance of Pro MB that just makes sure that any S sibilance sounds go a little bit less hard. And yeah, I could put this on look ahead, though I haven't had look ahead turned on because I was playing back music and singing into it live, but now I can turn it on. Yeah. Then there is the plugin GrainStrain by Full Bucket Music, which is an intense plugin. It can capture grains, and if you are in MIDI mode, then it will capture them in a way that it plays the pitch of that incoming MIDI note, interpreted in 12 Edo, of course. Now, and the frame part is basically like how often does it update this grain. In this case, every 8th note. But you can let the grains overlap, and then it doesn't sound discontinuous, and you can also apply a windowing function on top of that. So there is really a lot that you can do to sculpt the sound in here. You can also dial in some attack and release, so that the transition from one note to the next one is not discontinuous. So in every way that you can imagine, you can make this granular effect sound very smooth, even though it is a granular effect. The only thing that I'm missing in here is the note transpose feature for the incoming MIDI signal, because that is just very handy to just try different octaves and stuff. That is not in here, but gladly Bitwig just lets me do that in here. Just for the people of the other doors, I would add this feature to the plugin for maximum completeness. Because the thing is, if you manage to sing notes that are higher than the size of the current grain, so higher than the incoming MIDI notes, then you can hear the original melody on top of the melody of the grains, and then it's like the vocal sound is a bit polyphonic in some way, which always sounds really cool. We could also try using a MIDI input that is entirely polyphonic in the first place, by the way. For example, the vibe pad, and it would sound like this. Yeah, that sounds nice. I zoned out a little bit because, as you can see, having the possibility to try different octaves changes the sound a lot because of this relationship between the original melody and the melody that is created with GrainStrain and the MIDI input. So you can really sculpt your vocal sound like that. And yeah, then I have an instance of Pro C just for smashing the vocals a little bit, and an instance for Spectral for tone shaping, and yeah, Valhalla Supermassive with the preset Billions and Billions. I'm usually not much of a preset guy, but this plugin has some really great presets, and they are also sorted in a nice way, because I just thought to myself, okay, I want something big, so I go to Reverb. Oh, there is a folder for Z Massive that sounds kind of massive, so I just took the second preset already. The first one was a bit too spaced out, but the second one, it's really nice. It takes a long time to build up though, so let's listen to it. I think that is a different flavor than the one that I had when I still rooted the bass line into it. Let's listen to it in action. It's nice, but I think it added too much from the vibe and not enough from what I was actually singing. So let's go back to the bass line and to transposing it one octave down, so that we can actually hear the original melody on top of whatever GrainStrain is doing. now I'm already a little bit further ahead with my ideas. I want to work on this part. So I have to close this video for now, because otherwise you just see me experimenting, which might not be very fun, because it's a very lengthy process sometimes. I hope that you could take away something from this video, mainly that GrainStrain is a great plugin, and I only used it on vocals so far in MIDI mode. So I still have to learn a lot about what I can do with this thing. One of the ideas that I didn't try yet, but that I'm very curious about, for example, is how it would sound on drums when going into it with MIDI mode and using very rhythmical frames like 8th and 16th. That might sound very nice. And yeah, Valhalla Supermassive. It's really a reverb that you cannot always use on stuff, because it has so much character that it's just not a very normal reverb. But whenever you are really going for something that is a bit strange and big, then Valhalla Supermassive is, well, like the name suggests, supermassive. So that's all I have to say for this video, I guess.